Ah, my friends, it was the best of times,
Hello
it was
there.
the worst of times, and then it was the shittiest of times. And today, on the year of our Lord 2023, Tuesday, January 24th, was indeed one of the shittiest shows we've seen in a very, very long time. So shitty that I have 35 clips, which is this is a
Yeah. What's going on about?
this is a this is a record for us in terms of the
This is like if Deidre would have done a show after Imus died. As far as the creativity, Deirdre. Yeah, that's where we've. This is like if the guy who replaced cousin Oliver on the Brady Bunch did a fucking show.
Yeah.
Deirdre, these nappy headed.
Okay, so hi Johnny.
Who'd win in a fight? Sam from Different Strokes or Cousin Oliver in a bowl cut battle?
Oh man,
I kind of like cousin Oliver, but he's got the glasses. He's a little bit chubbly.
and he's
Mr.
probably like,
B.
He's so clumsy. The other person get hurt.
and it's the early '70s, so he was probably like coked out of his mind. I mean, honestly.
Well, no, didn't
You know,
cousin
this is
Oliver
like-
have some sort of
Okay,
real
this is like a really weird factoid. You know, like every kid that watched the Brady Bunch as a kid had a crush on Marsha. Apparently, after the show was done, she became so addicted to coke that she would have done anything to score at some point.
Marsha?
By her own words, Marsha Brady. Yes,
Marsha.
So if you happen to have a baggie and we're at the right place in Hollywood, yeah, you could have scored Marsha, bro.
Mason
Yeah,
Reese
no.
versus cousin Oliver. Oh God, I used to know Mason Reese. He was such a despicable little child. Lord Frank, thank you. Yes, I'm going to bless 2 reels of blow every time Monique says delicious in any iteration.
Wait, he was the voice of one of the Ninja Turtles. Wasn't Corey Feldman the other voice?
Yes.
What the hell? What kind of audition did that? What kind of process of hiring people was that?
Do you realize?
I think cousin Oliver actually grew and wasn't a dwarf, but Mason Reese is kind of like a ginger dwarf, which is probably the worst of all worlds.
So
let's be honest.
they're saying that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is almost the equivalent of Poltergeist of bad things that happen to the cast.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
That's actually probably true.
Holy
no,
shit.
are you going to read Stephen A. Smith's new book? My fellow brother from FIT? Absolutely not. Yes, Dorian Morgan. He was a little fat-faced ginger weird. Stop.
I think,
Sam, don't do it. Sam, don't do it. Sam, don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Mr. B.
They're good.
Can I just tell you that we enjoyed that so much that even while we were just sitting here waiting to go on air, we played it just because.
No, he didn't. Don't lie. Don't lie to the people.
You played it just because. Actually, I kept on doing it over and over again.
I know,
You know that Stephen A. Smith's book? I mean, reading Judy Blume would be more masculine than reading that book.
Oh my God, Judy Blume. I love
Judy. God, are you there? It's me, Margaret.
Forever is the best book.
Angry.
You guys remember Pam Anderson's book where she did this move where she wrote a biography, but she just disguised the names, and she's Star in the book, and she's the big hero of the book, and we're supposed to not know it's her. And I don't know what the literary term for a book like that is, where it's you, but you're changing the like.
Fiction. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. It's fictional autobiography.
You mean like the movie Private Parts? Okay.
Like the book Private Parts.
The book Private Parts.
It really is.
Who do you think is hotter at this point, Pam Anderson or BJ Cummings from Son of the Beach?
BJ Cummings. Wow. BJ Cummings.
Let's see.
Well, that's who she's based on.
Oh, really?
That's exactly who she. Oh, yeah, totally.
No way. Is that what?
Just
is
like
that
Kim
where they're
Snack's
going
based
with
on
that?
Hasselhoff.
Don't know who's BJ Cummings.
She's
Hold on, looking up real quick.
What?
You ever see Son of the Beach?
Jamie Bergman.
Yeah, Jamie Bergman.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Find this.
Yeah, look at this. Cousin Oliver, Robbie Wrist, had a steady acting voice career. He has 156 credits on IMDb.
Good for him,
Rupert. Oh, my Robbie Wrist.
I would say most definitely Let's see if I can find some recent.
Oh my God! Please, why? How are we distracting with this? We have 35.
I don't know.
relevant.
You
It's
said
your
pretty
fault. It's a
girl, and
Howard
now
Stern
I got
TV
lost.
show.
I'm sorry.
It's a featured guest. How's that not relevant?
It's
It's
completely
true. It
your
is
fault.
relevant.
This is all your fault.
It doesn't take
Can
much
we
for
look
me
up
to get
the guy who played the
distracted.
Nazi bodybuilder afterwards?
Oh, she
Oh my
is
God!
not
Stop!
bad
I don't want to
looking at
talk about this anymore. Okay, I'm going to start the show. I don't care about BJ
That
or
guy was
Pam.
funny.
We can talk about this tomorrow. She's going to be on tomorrow.
Studelgarten.
Oh my God! Stop talking! Stop talking, everybody.
all. Yeah, she held up. Okay.
Good.
All right,
Good to know.
It's good to know
Thank
she
you,
did hold up.
Lisa. You know
Kissing
what,
Lisa Stein, my favorite movie.
Xavier? Less chatty and more managing the chat. Okay. All right. So, shitty day. And that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to start it by showing you in this. So, the opening 2 minutes of the show will give you the tenor for the show. Oh, and a little bit of self promotion before I even start the show. I finally came up with a name for the new show I'm going to be doing about Ilaria and Eugenia Cooney and all this stuff. And it's called Rotten Reddit.
Oh.
The show. So it's going to be everything I can't stand about Reddit and all the people that I follow. So it's something that I'm going to kind of deep dive into. Is that Mo's knee or a bald head in my lap? Yes, it's like
Scott the engineer's going to be on.
It's a little guy from Benny Hill.
Oh, that guy was awesome.
I would love to have.
Okay, so the first clip is going to give you the tenor of the entirety of the show. Here we go.
Hey now. I'm tired of being out of shape, and I'm sitting here waiting for a knock on the door from Mark Wahlberg. You know, Mark Wahlberg, the actor.
Yes.
Mark Wahlberg, the actor.
He said he's going to
Mark Wahlberg,
motivate me to get me in shape. And I said to him, man, I'm getting older. He goes, that's no excuse. And I'm telling you, once you talk to me, you're going to, because he gets up early in the morning and he starts working out. Let's hope that he, there. I told you he'd be here.
Okay.
I better answer because that guy's so strong, he can knock the door down. You know that. Hey, Mark Wahlberg, what's happening there with the door?
It's a good thing you opened the door for me. I was about to break it down.
And that's how we start the show.
Wow.
You guys ever see Andy Samberg on Saturday Night Live?
He does it great.
Yeah, it's like a perfect. Like nobody else should be allowed to do it after that. It's like one of the times.
Once again, though, this is just a pure ripoff of Saturday Night Live.
Yes, that's exactly
was done a long time ago, because somebody on the staff thinks that they actually can do a Mark Wahlberg impersonation.
And Howard's so stupid, Dennis. He doesn't know it's been done by Andy Samberg. So
he does.
You have staff ripping off Saturday Night Live, pretending it's their creation. That's exactly what that is.
But with 70 people who have absolutely nothing to do because a show is on like 9 hours a week, what is the expectation? Like,
I don't
seriously,
know.
what's the expectation?
Why have any? They have no ratings, no accountability.
They have zero. There's zero accountability. So you can do whatever you want. Except we're here. We know.
No comments.
That's why we're here.
So
that's the way the show started. And listen, you guys always complain that we really don't do a true, wrap-up show, even though our show is better than the wrap-up show because we actually play clips of the show as opposed to the wrap-up show who does not play clips of the show. They just take stupid phone calls and think that they're so self-important that they can answer people's questions about the show. That's what they do. So you wanted a show where we listen to the whole friggin' thing and play it all for you? That's what you got tonight. And I just want you to like it. Okay? Tough titties. That's it.
Like and subscribe, everybody.
Knee deep. Oh my God, let's do the like and subscribe right now so I don't forget it. Hang on a second. There we go.
Knee deep is actually pretty good.
Knee deep is pretty good, but it would only the Pepinos won't understand that. The Coonies.
Oh yes.
These are people that will not know this. Okay. So let's go for the agenda for the day. So he's going to, and actually he kind of repeats this throughout the entirety of the show and never really gets to pretty much anything. So here we go.
I don't know where to start this morning. There's a couple of bits I promised you. Here's the agenda for today. Purposely, I do not have a guest today so we can get to all of these things.
Right.
There is a
Nobody's
phone
asking
okay.
you.
call of Little Howard. That would be me, addicted to drag, and we call a radio show.
Yeah, just so you know, that didn't happen until almost 10 o'clock.
Well, I understand. That's what I mean.
We can go over the best phony phone call of 2022. We can talk about the way.
Know.
I know you want to know, and we're going to happen with.
Moshe called the new show the Uncle Mickey.
No, that's
Nico.
not.
That's a play on
We have it
Shuli's
today.
knockoff.
Yeah,
We
that's
can
not.
also talk about how people misuse Martin Luther King quotes.
I don't.
They use
recall-
them for their
Did that
own
happen?
That
purposes.
never happened.
There's also OJ was on a podcast.
That
answering
happened.
questions.
Hello.
That's very illuminating and aggravating.
Ooh,
I
very
think you might
brave.
want
Who's
to.
asking questions?
One of these kids who has a podcast. I don't know if they
A kid who has a podcast. We'll come back to that.
Look out.
Yeah,
OJ
yeah.
put him on the
That's
show
pretty
or
That's like
OJ
a month
bored,
old, isn't it?
interview,
OJ's just bored.
but he
Wow.
did it. Yeah, and it was pretty good.
Huh.
So I thought maybe we could play a couple of highlights from there, and
That
I
literally
mean,
happened like weeks ago.
this is kind of interesting.
A month ago. It was a month ago.
At least, yeah.
It was. I looked it up.
What?
Yeah,
What?
it's like some kids just
OJ's
chilling on the
interview.
couch with him.
Okay, no, no. Okay, we're gonna come back to that in 1, 2, 3 clips. Okay, so
15
just
minutes.
just put a little
Hold on. All right, I got it right there. Okay, we're good.
put a little sticky on that, and we'll come back to it momentarily. So then he starts to talk about the wife murderer. This again is something that we had up on our website. Let me see. I pulled it from our website when he was in court, which was last week Wednesday. So he decides he's going to talk about it today. Let's go there just for a second.
Yeah, and then the other thing I wanted to mention that I'm really kind of fascinated by is this guy who murdered his wife. And you know what I'm talking about. This guy in Massachusetts, his name's Brian Walshe. He's pleading not guilty to murdering his wife. But the prosecution listed off 18 disturbing Google searches he did
He's reading
on his
this.
young son's iPad.
So yeah, so his shtick has now become just reading shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just thought this was just an interesting little clip that I'm gonna play for you right now.
He's reading stale Chinese food now. I mean, it's not even like old; it's stale.
Yes, you are
Nobody cares about this anymore.
1,000% right. The
Wouldn't
best
it be
part
more
of
interesting?
this clip, though,
Wouldn't it be
yes,
more
yes,
interesting?
David. What?
Wouldn't it be more interesting if he's talked about his wife's Google search history, like DDLG?
We should make a T-shirt and put it on our
Yeah.
Oh, I'll buy one.
DDLG kitten.
Exactly.
DLG kitten.
So
And
Well,
it's
that
right
ain't
in
never
the
going
middle.
away, Howard.
if you're
That
interested,
ain't that ain't going
what this
nowhere.
guy- if you're interested in what this guy did, which I find to be absolutely astounding, this is so classic to me. This is a man charged with murder looks on while his Google searches from the day his wife disappeared are read in court. This is absolutely as classic as shit gets. Here we go.
Incognito, homie.
Hang on.
First, defendant Googled using his son's iPad. Some of the searches are as follows. Keep in mind that the defendant said he left at 6 a.m. At 4:55 a.m. on January 1st, he searched how long before a body starts to smell. At 4:58 a.m., how to stop a body from decomposing. At 5:20 a.m., he searched how to impound a body. At 5:47 a.m., 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to.
10 ways to dispose of a dead body.
6:26 a.m. on the first, how long for someone to be missing to inherit. At 6:34 a.m. on the first, can you throw away body parts? At 9:20,
How to dispose of
Andy Garcia let himself go.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
Andy
didn't he?
Garcia and Alec Baldwin are a kid. Camilo heads right. I was thinking
what
that
does
too.
formaldehyde do?
Or Billy Baldwin.
At 9:34 a.m. on the first, how long does DNA last? At 9:59 a.m., can identification be made on partial remains? At
Jesus
11:34 a.m.,
Christ.
dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. At 11:44, how to clean blood from wooden floor.
trickling blood from one floor.
On the first, one went off to detect blood.
She looks like a pain in
At
the ass.
1:08, what happens when you put body parts in ammonia? At 1:21 p.m.
Wait, what does
the
happen?
Time seemed
I need to know.
clothes away or wash them. Those were on the January 1st. There was also information gained from the defendant's phone, which showed on January 2nd, he was at Home Goods in Norwell, where he purchased 3 rugs.
Fucking loser.
You know what? The one they left out is he Googled when is Stuttering John's next podcast.
Cooked out John Lovitz.
Can I get closed captions for that Emlaw Dorchester accent? I could understand every other
old
word.
school right there, John.
Yeah. Emlaw. Remember?
Put
Taking it
ammonia
back.
on-
Hag.
You put ammonia on the body parts.
Yeah.
Perfect. Tim Sullivan.
You know,
Perfect.
I want to stay.
Tim Sullivan.
Murder was
You know what?
legal.
I'm gonna guess that Howard's Googled a couple of those himself.
Oh, I know. It was. It's,
Absolutely.
You know what? Murder 101 tells you never to use, especially using your son's Google machine. You know? I mean, yeah, okay.
Don't
Okay.
use the Google machine.
Don't use the Google machine.
Buy a
Okay,
book.
what you do, you pay cash for a burner phone, and you make sure you go to one that they don't have like cameras at the cash register, and then you Google it from there.
No, sweetheart, even better. You can sit outside of Starbucks with your burner phone. Outside of the
Exactly.
Starbucks with the body
Exactly.
and with the burner phone outside.
Or better yet, don't
That's
kill your
fine.
wife. How's that? I mean, that's
Well, I
I know
mean,
that's kind of out there,
But
but
if you have to. But if
if
you
you
have to.
But if you
Go
have
outside
to.
of Starbucks and
You
do
know
it
what?
that
get
way.
a VPN.
You
You
usually
know,
kind of
even
say if you're
VPNs
really good friends, somebody will help you bury the body, but you just really can't tell
Don't-
anybody.
no.
Don't trust VPNs, people. That's how they remember the guys that hacked the Sony network. They use a VPN, and it turns out the VPN kept all records of everything that fucking
Of
happened. So
Every record.
Oops.
One of my
Oops.
one of my
Yeah,
closest
exactly.
friends, this guy Kai, he is in forensic, legal forensics, and all he does
you mean
is
John?
look up like
You mean Joe.
emails and
Joe.
stuff like that. And
Joe.
as a matter of absolute fact, one time they were doing a case and they were looking up all the emails from like these 3 guys. It's a whole long story. Don't ask.
It's a
And
whole
they're
thing.
looking up these emails for something that was, part of a financial something or another. And they found all these emails of this one dude who was literally having sex with 4 different women in the same office at the same time.
Good for
he was
him.
married and had
for
like 4
him.
kids. And it's like, how the fuck did he juggle all of this? I'm like, let me
This is
see. And it's like, no, I can't see
That-
What's his name? Dave Standano, Monique.
this.
That is a man. That is a man that should be made CEO. He obviously can do
Not
many
guilty.
multitask at the same time.
Clearly,
Look at
like
that shitting where you eat. This guy's got diarrhea.
4. Okay, so Howard comes up with his brilliant way to murder.
I still, years ago I said to you, if I was going to be a master criminal and I wanted to kill my wife or kill anyone in my family, I would take them hiking, and we go on a hike, and then
Snake
and they slip, and they.
Yeah. Okay. So are we talking about now? Correct me if I'm wrong. But are we talking about this guy?
Yeah.
This guy who went out into the great wide open.
Tough.
And
You have the Nobu staircase, Monique, when he's skulking down in the background with the silhouette.
the
Look at
only
those
one
shoes.
fully
Those
dressed
are,
from head
those-
to toe.
I've never seen
those
this
are
shot.
snake boots.
Like Frankenstein shoes. Oh, fire! Ugh.
Those are his snake boots. Okay.
Oh.
Look at him.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at this man.
How long do you think it took him to get ready for that walk? Seriously.
Oh
4
my
hours?
God. But can you imagine? Look at everybody else and
I
look at
know.
him. Look at this.
And what's the age difference, guys? Right?
Massive.
15
quite a few.
years or more.
Wait, his
every other
wig
person.
He's like their
kinda-
chaperone.
His wig looks kind of flat.
Exactly.
Howard, you got
right.
us all confused. I believe you're Generation X. I really believe it now.
He's wearing his LL Bean wig for the.
Oh my God! But this outfit is just everything to me. And these
All
are the
black.
special boots he bought so that he wouldn't get bitten by a skunk, by a snake.
By a skunk.
By a skunk.
Because he was told that
That's
there
what
might
I
be
thought it said.
rattlers there.
Does it get any
And-
more humid than landlocked Tennessee?
You know what he really does? he really does look like Frankenstein's monster there.
Totally.
Totally,
All in
dude.
black with the big boots.
It's like one of these things is not like the others. Seriously.
Everybody
He's
else
so
is so
awkward.
casual.
He's,
and he's dressed like he's going to the Oscars.
He's so fucking awkward.
And wait,
If he were
look
to
at
talk,
Beef. Look
if
at
he were to
Beef.
talk right there, he would say, "Putting on the Ritz."
Does he have a scarf on?
He won't got that joke.
Look at Beefus. Wait, look at Beefus.
Everybody
wearing
else
that,
has
whatever the
jeans
hell
on.
that is.
Everybody else
Everybody
has jeans on, super cash. And
Yeah.
then there's like the
Jeez.
Stepford wife with her floral print.
Oh,
gauze.
Kimmel looks pretty douchey with a button shirt. and
He
stuff
is a
like that.
douche.
He's
Yeah.
trying to draw the line between them and Howard. Like he wants to go
Right,
the
he's the
in
bridge.
between.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's the
Bridge
bridge.
between super casual, awesome singer from Snow Patrol and Howard. He's the bridge.
Yep.
This guy, that clearly looks like a Baruch on that head. I don't know who that is,
Oh yeah,
but he's
that
working.
was
some
glued
sort
on
of-
this morning.
That is some sort of system.
Good dude.
So yeah, okay, sure, Howard, you'll take somebody hiking. Sure. Okay, so after this, then they started to talk about this podcast that OJ happened to have been on. And as they're talking about it, I feel like this slight sense of almost jealousy. So his
A little
big
bit.
question is, how did these podcasters get OJ? They must have paid him, because why else would he be on the
Oh.
show? Clearly at this point, then the guys slip him a note to tell him, no, we think you're wrong because, okay, but just listen to the clip and then it just,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have it in
'cause I-
three parts, okay, hang on.
I still, years ago, I said to you, if I was going to be a master criminal
Oh, sorry,
and I wanted to kill my
That's the hiker. Sorry.
couple of ideas that I got, either one, they outright paid him. That's number one theory. Number two, OJ, OJ loved his life where he used to be interviewed about football and movies and go on talk shows. And, he was the toast of the town, and
Toast of
maybe
the town.
he just can't handle
Toast of the town.
being on shows.
Give it up. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
feeling.
That's
I
why
have
he's
that
on there, right?
he-
Yeah.
He watches these football games on the weekend, especially now that they're in the playoffs, and all kinds of old football players are on talking about
Right.
what the guys are doing, and nobody's
Yeah.
calling OJ.
Yeah.
Listen, I think Howard would kill to have OJ on. And
Exactly.
I
Oh,
think
my
here's the way
God,
what I
yes.
think went down. I think that Gary called him to come on the show at some point, and OJ wanted to be paid. So his thought is, well, clearly he must be getting paid to be on this show.
So that is really incorrect.
Okay, right. This show's called Full Send Podcast. It has 1.8 million subscribers. You can see the analytics right on the right-hand side there, because that's what I have on my, thanks to the Drew Show. I've had this for years. But you can see that this already has had 3.45 million views. Pretty much more than anything that Howard has done in
by miles.
I'm sure he'll take credit for it, by the way.
And wait, the best part though is look at the length of this. It is an hour and 49 minutes, and it has almost 3.5 million views. Howard can't even get 1 million views on a 10-minute clip. Just let that sit in. Just let that sit in how bad it is.
He didn't get 10 viewers on HBO.
No. This actually, do you realize that this was what, 12 times the viewership of the HBO show. 12 times.
Look
That's a
out.
really good point. That's the great point.
I love my life.
So who is this Full Send Podcast? Let's hear as he ponders it, because obviously somebody must have given him the clip.
Yeah. So this podcast is a big podcast. Maybe that's why OJ did it.
Oh,
It's
maybe
called
that's
the
why.
Full Send Podcast. It's a big one. It's hosted by a group of dudes, influencers. They're not dudes. They're influencers.
Oh, okay.
And it has a frat boy kind of vibe. Everybody chimes in.
Unlike
And they've
what-
gotten
what's
like
their vibe?
Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, Caitlyn Jenner, Post Malone. They've gotten quite,
Big names.
yeah.
Oh.
Podcast has 1.8 million subscribers on YouTube, and their videos have over 200 million views. So these guys have something going on. And so they got OJ on.
It has something going on. They have something going on that actually is so different than you, because they can quantify their numbers.
Yeah.
All their numbers are right there for all the world to see. Everybody can tell you that this podcast group are fucking stupendous at what they do.
Yep.
Like legit.
Just from the clip he played, they knew how to actually talk to OJ and get information out of him and go back and forth and actually make it interesting. I didn't
Totally.
hate OJ more when he was done, like Howard does.
Yeah, look,
Well,
5.8 million views, 3 million
Holy
views,
shit.
3.7, 2 million, 3.4. I don't even know who these guys
I
are.
don't know these
oh, you
guys
don't know the
are.
Milk Boys?
I don't know the Milk Boys.
Oh, my little yachty over here.
You mean they're not asking about if these
Wow.
guys are in therapy or
Freaking
about their
Mr.
dad?
Beast, 5.2 million views. Holy shit.
It's just insane. This is okay. You know, you talk about the generational gap between
Wow.
us and
Yeah.
them. This is definitely them, and we are not them. And that's okay. I'm really cool with that. But you know what? Mark Cuban and all these people are cool enough to know that these guys are somewhere where you want to be. And
Yeah.
that's why they go on, stupid Howard. That's why they go on, because they're popular. And they know the zeitgeist of that age group, and they are able to do it. And you
He
can't.
invented that though.
Exactly. So he's still he's talking about the OJ thing. So hang on.
It's so very
I don't think
courageous.
they ever made clear how
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said very courageous in 2023 to go after OJ. It's really, really ballsy.
Exactly. Well, because OJ talked about him on this podcast.
Yeah.
That's the reason he's
OJ
doing
ended
it.
up on there. Like, did they pay him or not? But I don't know that they pay for
Do
people.
they
But
pay people?
Such a
I have
bitter
no
old
idea.
man.
But the only thing I got out of this was OJ was as tone deaf as ever.
So tone deaf
Really?
as ever. And clearly it's because of what he said about Howard. And this was classic. This is classic OJ. So OJ's talking about going to, I guess, Trump's wedding.
Wait, that's
He was
right.
there as well as Howard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Yeah. That's on the
And-
back of the book.
And he had invited Tony Katane as his date.
+1.
So that's kind of what he's talking about, but he does a nice little sidebar of his relationship with Howard at this point. So let me play that really quickly.
Were you in his wedding?
Yes, yes, on his wedding.
Who else? Like that
you
must have been
name-
star-studded.
Yeah, my date was Tony Katane. at the
He's so funny.
and Howard was there, Stern. I was on the board of directors of Infinity, so in a way I was sort of like Howard's, the guy above Howard Stern's guy.
Wow.
I ain't gonna say boss, but
Damn.
Howard was there, and Howard was always in love with Tony. It was kind of funny because he was talking to Tony when I walked up. God bless her soul. And he introduced Tony and I. And we got into this soulful kiss, her and I. And he's looking at us. He said, "Oh, you guys know each other."
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So Howard, of course, goes on about, he's not my boss, he's not the boss of me, but
Yeah.
in a way, yeah,
He was on the board. You weren't.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like that. So that was his little take on.
Wait, let me get this straight. OJ killed 2 people.
Yes.
Howard killed at least 3, right? Hank, Nicole Bass, Dana Plato. Who else
Dana
we got on
Plato.
that? Yeah, for him to get sanctimonious with AJ, he has no right. I believe Howard's doubled his. Go ahead, Dan.
I think
So
there's more
the
meaningful depth.
thing is that Howard's jealousy of OJ's life comes in full form during the interview clips, because he played almost the entire interview.
Yes, he did. Which I'm not
And
going to do, obviously.
I know, but he was so jealous that OJ has enjoyment in his life that he actually goes and he does things. And he
Could
does
you
things
imagine
at his
being
pace.
OJ seizing the day more than Howard if you're OJ?
Oh, absolutely.
Could you
This guy,
that's how much of a fucking agoraphobic, narcissistic, elitist piece of shit
it's
he
what
is.
no,
OJ
as much
seizing
of
the
a
day.
Beal. He's a fucking
Yeah.
Beal.
Yeah, VL, especially that.
He is jealous. He's jealous of anybody who has a life outside. And listen, OJ's definitely a murderer. Like seriously.
Oh,
he's-
absolutely. But he's having a good time.
But it happens.
It happened.
Yeah, it happens.
He got away with it, and that's all she wrote.
He did get away with it. Isn't that
As
crazy?
Mike McEnroe writes, he'll never be an elk boy. He'll never ever be a Nelk boy. That's what he's so jealous of. Welcome to the Nelk boy family, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. The Nelk boys don't want you sitting at their lunch table. Sorry, Howard. It's never gonna happen. You stick with your old timers. So yeah, just a little sidebar. Howard was talking about his favorite movies, and of course, what's his two favorite movies?
Pretty Woman
Go.
and
Well, Godfather is the basic
And the
bitch
God-
answer.
and the
No,
God-
no, no.
Okay.
It's Howard. Please keep in mind.
He's tried to say that when Artie was on the show, but I didn't
Let me
buy
give
it.
you
It's Pretty
hint.
Woman.
Let
I
me
know
give
one
you the
is
hint.
pretty-
Let me give you the hint. The hint is both of them star Julia Roberts.
It's not Pretty Woman's not one of them, huh?
I
No,
didn't say
Pretty
what.
Woman is one of
Notting
them.
Hill. Oh, it is one. Okay, Notting Hill.
And
That's
Notting
good,
Hill.
Mike White.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to.
Metal Mania.
Two of my favorite movies, Julia Roberts. Pretty Woman, of course. But the other one, Notting Hill, where she's this famous, good-looking movie star. And what's that dude's name who fucked?
By the way,
Hugh Grant.
By the way, he couldn't remember a single person's name today
No.
all day long. This is just the beginning of it, and you'll hear it
Grant,
much more as we
He's
go
been on the
through.
show at least twice too.
Yeah.
Wasn't he
No.
the guy?
Yeah, Hugh Grant. He's a Schnurra Nebish. Works in a
Nebish.
bookstore.
Jewish,
and
obviously.
somehow
What?
Yeah.
get the hottest movie star in the world.
Right. That's the show.
Wasn't Lyle Lovitz banging Julia Roberts back then?
Lyle Lovitz. Oh my
She
God.
went to that country guy, wasn't
Yes.
he?
Yes, he
Yeah.
was with the weird hair.
Yeah,
about
the guy. Yeah.
That
Good.
pompadour.
So, it's like, so for
Oh my God.
she
Right.
was obtainable.
She was obtainable. Yes.
She was very
Obviously, she was
obtainable, and
very
then she ended up marrying
obtainable.
like a grip guy.
Yes. Yes. And she's still married to him.
Yeah, she does.
I do
Danny
believe
Motor?
that's-
Was his name Danny Motor?
Danny Motor.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
well, there you go.
How dare she?
Howard kind of forgets that little factoid.
Yeah, I got to keep the show moving. I'm sorry. Love you guys, but I got to move it on. So,
yes, you
he's
do.
talking about football again. And
Jesus.
yes, there's going to be more cock and ball talk, but Drew Show, just so you know, it's not that much. Okay. I
It's a little cock and ball.
we really tapped out yesterday. So it's just a little cock and just a smendrick of ball. So it's not too much. Just a snurch, okay? So, but first things first, let's talk about not having any time for football. Obviously,
I said to my wife, I watched the whole Bills versus the.
he said to his wife that he watched the whole game. Like, where was she while he's watching this whole game?
Yeah,
Right?
was some-
Bengals. And I watched that, and it was like, I don't know, 2 hours of my life, 2.5 hours of my life, and I'm gonna have dinner with my wife, and I'm like, honey, can you wait 20 minutes? I got the game on and all this shit, and
So, okay, it's Sunday, it's football day, you're hanging out with your significant other. Wouldn't you maybe just go and hang out in the TV room with, like, your salad bowl or your fucking almonds or something, and just hang out together and eat?
Right.
No, he's got to get dressed up and have his personal chef serve him his cup
He's
of.
got to be a pretty
You know what I'm
princess.
saying, though? It's just a regular It's just a Sunday. It's
It
just a
doesn't matter.
Sunday.
That's the way he is, though. They get
But
dressed up.
This isn't like serving drinks
herbs.
on type of thing. He's not wearing an ascot to dinner.
You
But
never know.
the reality
No,
is,
seriously, they've discussed the way they dress up to eat. And
how
this is
do
the-
you not on a Sunday where your only reason you're watching football is because you want to have something to talk about with the guys on your staff because that's all you really have this week. But how do you not do that?
Because he's not a man. And the second part is that he doesn't even know how long a football game is. Football games are not 2.5 hours. I've never seen
Not
a
even
2.5
clo-
hour.
no.
football
He also
game.
has to float the thing that it's beneath him, too. He has to
Exactly.
put out this thing that he always got to pretend to be busy, which we all know. He has 14 hours a day to watch frivolous tranny TV and not 3 hours dedicated to this game.
Yes, and that game was an early game that day, so he's eating dinner at 4
Yes, it
p.m.
was.
He always eats
Yes, it
dinner.
Yeah.
At 4. You're right, though. It was an early game, and he's
The
on the East
Bengals
Coast,
Bills
so it's
game was at
different.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bengals Bills was at 3.
He's such a
was
screamer.
an early game, yes.
His Bengals too. It never gets old.
Never gets
Is
old.
it-
And gals.
Hey, you know
Well,
what?
how-
It took him away from searching DDLG.
Wait, hang on.
so I spent one game, and I went, good Lord, can you really, my life is ticking away. The time is going through the sands are going through the hourglass. and I'm sitting here watching this dumb fucking game with these guys bashing each other's brains in. But I do love it. I do love it.
You lying sack of shit. You're a lying sack
Loves
of
it.
shit.
What else better do you possibly have to do at
Oh,
all?
you're so cute. You're so cute because you saying that leads me right into my next really quick clip.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh,
No, I can't do it. I got too much to do. You know, I like to paint, and between this job and the painting, you know, I would have no time to paint.
okay. Okay.
Between this job.
This job and
What
the
job?
painting. This job and the painting, I have no time to paint.
What job is he talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He
What?
doesn't have a job.
Let's play that
You
again.
work like 12 hours a week.
No, I can't do it. I got too much to do. You know, I like to paint, and between this job and the painting, you know, I would have no time to paint.
What exactly is stopping him from
Like,
having it on in the
This
background?
job and the painting.
We got the
He's
painting.
painting,
This
John.
job
He's
and
painting.
Job and the painting.
But
Then I
he doesn't
gotta
have
do
time to
something
paint.
about the body.
But then he has no time to paint because of this job and the painting.
And did this job and the painting. That's great. That is absolutely
Meanwhile, next door, Guillermo's painting Beth's face.
Yeah.
We were saying yesterday about Beth, as soon as we got off, is that she scrapped the whole I wake up with Howard every day at 4 o'clock and we get up together
Do
and I
you want
wake
a
up with him.
fucking brownie
She got
for
up at
that?
8 o'clock. That's all out the window.
Right,
now.
right. She had just woken up. It must be that Florida sun that she's
Yeah,
in,
Yeah.
in the pool with her little, you
Yeah.
know, Susie
Ugh.
Primrose hat.
Mm.
Fucking idiot. And
Could
her
have been a little
and
bit
her
of a snowstorm from Miami.
what is it? DDLG bathing suit from yesterday?
DDLG.
Dagna, I have to write that down so I don't forget it as well. DDLG. Dominant daddy little girl. I love it. So then this guy calls and says, "Hey, you know, if
Hey.
would you if Marianne from Brooklyn's husband gave her a hall pass, would you fuck her?" That was the question. Yeah, I don't have it. I got nothing.
Jesus Christ, thank God.
No, I did not order the suit because you guys did not give me the $66 I needed to purchase it. So
get
so
that so I can
there.
wear it
So
when I do my
there.
driveway.
So there, right? I was going to send it to Dennis so you can and
I'll do my
he would be
driveway,
weird to power wash the driveway, but you could only see him from behind. So that he wears it, so all you see is his cheek. The visual of this just kills me. Okay. So of course he then says this.
I probably, to console myself, I would do. Let me tell you, if I was a single guy and I didn't have my Beth, I would fuck Marianne from Brooklyn, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you wouldn't.
There's no world.
Okay.
There's no planet where you would fuck Marianne. I mean, she'd probably do you, but there's no way. She'd blow you. She'd blow you with several fingers up your ass, but there's no way
Exactly.
you're fucking her. There's just no way.
She would play him like a trumpet. Like a
Ah.
There would be no just the tip. This would be she would fully fist that
Fist.
motherfucker.
That fist would be so gone.
Just the tip, it would be just the wrist. That's all you would see.
That's just the wrist.
It would sound like someone had their hand stuck in a mail jar.
I guess we go back to the Allison now too.
Look,
right?
Oh, Jesus.
why that 68? Look it up.
Yeah, come on. We can't fucking spell it out
Yeah,
everything
I
for
can't
you guys.
spell it
Come
out
on.
for you.
Do a little work.
Yeah, you guys want to hold out in bed. Just think of Marianne from Brooklyn and Howard doing it.
Oh God, that's sick. Please.
Oh my
Cowgirl
goodness.
style.
The noise is coming out of your mouth.
Noise,
if
especially
you guys
full
really need
volume.
a visual,
No.
look up
Forget
horse
baseball.
artificial insemination.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And a picture will paint itself.
Gracias, pero no. No.
Sí.
Okay.
El caballo. Y mi raso.
Cállate. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I guess I should take a break. We got a lot to get.
Okay, just so you know, when he said this, and Dennis kept track, I should take a break. How long did it take him from that moment to take a break?
It was exactly
12 minutes.
58 minutes.
58 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Minutes. 58.
58 minutes.
Get to.
58
Maybe I got to
minutes.
get to that phone call I got to play. There's a ton of stuff I do want to iron down this idea of JD and
the bet? What bet we're gonna have?
Yeah, that's really the most important thing that we can do in the next hour. Okay, so
I guess he has no advertiser accountability now either. He could just do it. There's no time slots for anything. He just does what he wants.
fuck the commercials. You know, it's just, and then I'm just going to do stupid reads. I'm going to do stupid stuff throughout the commercial. None of it matters anymore. Honestly, he has just tossed to shit all this stuff that he would take to heart and
writers
was the, you know, was a very, very lucrative part of his business. Now he just doesn't give a
How do you sell this show if you're an account executive at Sirius?
You
I
don't.
don't
that
really
sales
know.
team.
You're
How would you
absolutely
possibly
right,
sell
LA
this thing?
City News. Howard sounds lethargic. He absolutely does.
Yeah, that was the
Well-
Dennis in the thread today. Everybody's talking about how slow he sounds, like he's medicated. And
Well, if you're eating 6 fucking almonds, I mean,
Hey, got to slim down for the wedding, you guys. You only have
exactly.
6
He's
months.
eating 6
So-
that
almonds.
he hasn't talked about since.
Mm.
Have you noticed that?
There's
He hasn't
nothing
really
to talk
talked
about.
about it.
He's now in Florida, so he's not seeing the kids as often because she lives in New York. It's simple math. So now he doesn't have to. It's out of sight,
mean-
out of mind.
Just for clarification, ever since he used that as an excuse to not talk about the Bruce Springsteen ratings, has he talked about it since?
Oh, hold on.
No.
I have a clip. I have a clip. It's not yet, but I have a clip. But I'll get to.
Okay.
I'll get to it in a little bit. I think.
even though he's very lazy brain and it's certainly slow and there's no energy, there's no passion. There is a theory that he's stretching the words out to make the most out because he just wants to get them
Well,
like
this morning he did probably what would constitute maybe an hour and 20 minutes of show total in over 3
in
hours.
between bits and clips and commercials
all
and
that out.
everything else. Yes, and yes, Geronimo, slow and quiet,
slow.
no banter, just chit chat with Robin. Well, and then everything else is a setup. So the football thing is a setup, and then the Ronnie against this Mike Perlman thing that I'm not even understanding the point of, to be honest with you. I
Who's
think
Mike
he just
Perlman?
wants
I don't
Ronnie to
care.
be really angry. Like, I'm just not sure what he's trying to elicit from
they
him.
have to revisit this lazy tropes over and over again, and they got to crowbar Ronnie into some scenario. It's one of the worst things that ever happened to this show was the emphasis on Ronnie and JD, and we've
Absolutely.
kind of just all been desensitized to and accept. I never accepted it. I always knew.
Well, remember, Ronnie's there to fill the giant void that is no one in that chair.
Yeah, Dennis. I was thinking that's it. Like when
the
you
boy
see
that
the-
is Shuli.
Well, void chili is just a void.
Do you know he had the balls to say on his show the other day that that the reason he didn't go on our show was because we don't have any people that listen to us? Does he forget that for the first year and a half of his show, I would do the let's check in on Shuli and see how many people are listening to him thing? And at best,
Two.
he had maybe 300 to 400
Two.
fucking people. And then all of a sudden, you jump on the fucking Stuttering John bandwagon. And ooh, lo and behold, you all of a sudden are getting listeners and people paying for you behind the scenes. But between the fact that you made people pay for it and you stole it all from Reddit and you
steals a
beat
title from Napoleon Dynamite.
You beat
Yeah.
the horse. You are the floor melon. You are the fucking floor melon, Shuli. You beat the dead horse, and now you don't have him to fuck with. And I'm
Let's not
really
lose sight of the fact that he was on 2 major radio shows with millions of listeners, and he literally was getting like 3 views per show up until recently. And with John no longer doing podcasts, guess what's going to happen?
all he's done is go back and listen to old podcasts and look at old stuff to go to the well. And you know what? I feel bad for anybody who's going to do that. That's the beauty of our show, is that none of us need this to survive or to have a life.
Well,
And
technically, neither does he, because doesn't his wife pay all the bills?
I don't know. I don't know what goes on in that household. I really
Yeah,
don't.
his wife actually must be like, I don't know. She must be an idiot savant.
She moved
because-
to Kentucky,
not
right?
know.
Or where is it? Tennessee,
Alabama.
Kentucky,
Alabama.
Alabama. That's
I
right.
don't know. I don't
$300,000
know
home.
enough about their life. I don't care, but the ball's on you to say the reason you didn't come on my show is because we don't have enough.
He's a
listeners.
pussy. You're a pussy, dude. That's all.
It's really
that's it.
sad that you would say
Scared.
that, Julie.
Well,
You're the slick talking Willie New Yorker
well,
Howard
you
Stern
know,
guy, and you're too much of a pussy to be on our show.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, though, it's very scary when you come to a battle of wits unarmed. I mean, he literally cannot hold his own with anybody. I mean, seriously, he goes right to. I mean, it is pathetic.
But he's a
honestly.
cockroach, dude. He's really good at surviving.
No, you know
He's
what
either
he
he's
is?
pushing
Let's
wheelchairs or
consider-
he's like ripping off people's
let's
shtick
consider
on Reddit.
Carl. Let's consider Carl the shark when it comes to Stuttering John, and then let's consider Shuli,
Guppy.
that little
Pilot
fucking
fish.
feeder fish.
Pilot
that,
fish.
Right, that sucks all the like stuff off of the shark as the
That
shark.
cleans the gills.
That's exactly right, and that's who Shuli is. to
That's a pilot fish.
Well, how about the irony of the guy who came in dead last in the Win Stuttering John's contest, doing a podcast on Stuttering John? He came in behind Joey Boots, Chauncey, Bob Levy,
Chauncey,
John the
Bob
Stutterer,
Levy.
Cabby.
And meanwhile, now he's using Bob Levy as much as he possibly can because he knows
Hey.
he needs that to bounce off of.
Do
But
you guys
enough about Shuli.
do you remember when we did that meet and greet where they were giving out free steaks and nobody showed
Oh my
up?
god!
still?
And that little duck just walked right past.
Yeah,
and it was so
exactly.
cute.
Remember that?
It was so
Remember
cute. It was so cute. Free meat.
Yes, that's it. You taught us.
Well,
Okay,
he had
so-
that meet. He had that meet and greet in Tampa. I couldn't go to because it was the same day as a parade, and they showed the picture of him in the parking lot cooking one hamburger for the
Yes,
one
that's
person
what
that
we're
was there.
talking
That's the
about.
one. Yeah,
And the duck
But it is
went
the one.
by.
Okay, yeah.
The duck
exactly.
went by.
That was last year. That was last year, I believe.
And you know what? He still has some of that meat in his freezer.
I bet he does.
I bet you that's what they're eating these days. All right. I don't mean to pick on Shuli. I don't care about him. Honestly, I don't. It's just that I heard that he was like picking on us, and go fuck yourself.
Oh,
You're
how
being so
silly!
quiet and tidy. Let's chat this time next year because you know what? I still won't have to work. That's all I have to say.
Ooh.
How about this, Ben? How about this? Do a straight up bet. If you win, Richard blows you. If you lose, you blow Richard. How's that?
By the way, you're 1,000% right today, Dennis. Without question, Richard Christie is the most vile, disgusting.
It is my
We've
favorite.
been saying that for years. He gets
Yeah,
us
I know, but
weird
we
shit.
really don't shine any light on it.
We do. I was trying to.
No, no,
and
no,
I
but-
say he and Sal get this pass somehow that they're like they should have their own show and they're still the bastions of integrity. They're both
John-
pieces of shit. They're all
John,
horribly troglodytic parasites.
He's actually devolved. I mean, literally, he's actually
Yeah, he's
in
gotten
the
worse.
last
I know.
year.
He's gotten worse. I know.
In the last year, he's gotten considerably worse and much more vile. I mean, he is unquestionably the most disgusting human being on that show.
Oh,
bar
Richard,
none.
you're so cool.
Bar
You
none.
drink pumpkin beer and play Ice to Earth.
And like the slurry speech, and it just to me, and it's just me, but it comes off as super creepy now.
Yeah.
As opposed to cute little country bumpkin guy. Yes, can he play the drums? Absolutely. I think Howard asked him maybe like 2 weeks ago if he had the opportunity to leave the Stern show and go be the drummer for like the Foo Fighters or something like that. He's like, no, I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that. No,
I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that. I have too much fun here.
This
Yeah.
is more fun.
His son getting old enough to kind of have
I
some
hope-
kind of
I
awareness
hope
of what his
not.
dad does.
That him and
Can't wait
Sal
for that
Doc.
conversation to happen. Sal's kids, yeah.
Right.
Wait till he finds out what docking is and his dad.
Daddy, what does it mean, just a tip?
Imagine being his kid and having to carry this legacy.
Daddy,
into your
what's a
footage.
Roman
He's,
helmet?
he's gonna go eat at Taco Tico's.
What's a Roman helmet, Daddy?
I mean, everything that Richard brought up this morning was utterly stomach turning. It was beyond gay. It was just
Right. And I didn't
it
play
was-
the clips yesterday, but like when Howard would ask, "Hey, how about if you just wipe shit on?" Yeah, I'll do that.
uh,
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll wipe his ass.
Yeah, okay.
He's
Okay,
pleased
so-
in the boss. I mean, he's going for
course,
the
of
mother
course.
load of Yeah,
But
what
it's
happened?
interesting that
It's
they
all-
don't use Sal nearly as much as they use Richard for these kind of shenanigans anymore. But all of this. This is the brain trust of 70 people coming to Howard with all their cockamamie ideas for things that they know JD won't want to do. And you know what? It was really tired yesterday. So it's exhausting.
Dude, this
today.
was tired last year when they did it.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it
This
was.
is just a repeat of the same shit from last year.
So let's
Very
see how
creative, guys.
how we're gonna pump it up this year. Here we go.
Oh God.
Oh,
Who's at the door?
It's Mark Wahlberg again from Mark Wahlberg. Hey, how you doing?
What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You're afraid to show your dicks? What are you, mice or men? I see 30 dicks a day in the locker room.
Hysterical.
Is
Wow.
it possible that's Ike Barinholtz?
Jesus.
He did
don't-
Marky Mark on Mad TV, and he's
yeah,
obviously in
that's
bed with the
even
show.
Too bad for Ike
I know.
Barinholtz.
I don't think it is.
I don't know, but of course, Ralphie then has to chime in and tell
fuck.
us what he thinks is the best bet that should be happening for the Super
What
Bowl.
up, Ralphie? And then I got to take a break.
Hey now, hey quickly, two things. I have a thought about the bet. First of all, you glossed over, but you were saying something about pubes yesterday.
Yesterday.
I think that's the most disgusting thing. If these guys got to glue their pubes to their face, right? Like,
That's a
would you
good
ever-
bet. That's why I suggested it. I mean,
I'm not
why
doing
not?
pubes.
Oh, come on, it's not that
JD.
Oh, what's wrong with that, JD? What's wrong?
They're so
know-
edgy. God damn it. That's so edgy.
It's just disgusting.
Wow, so
honestly.
ballsy. Ralph, I know it's crazy. It's so
So the
they're
best
so on
part-
the edge.
Then the best part is when the twink chimes in. So the
Oh,
twink
fuck
chimes
him.
in because he's upset with JD because JD, as we all know, and JD's an entitled sea monkey, and
Yes.
there is nobody to me like I know how we feel about Richard, but JD to me is the most vile, disgusting human
Oh,
being.
No, we've gone over that.
JD's level of just vileness is
I know.
untouched. It's been untouched. because-
Unparalleled. You're right. It's unparalleled.
I mean, this guy actually paid for a girl to use peanut butter with a dog. I mean,
Well,
let's really think about that for a second.
First off, who has to pay for that?
Imagine being so entitled,
does.
so devoid of any communication skills, and you think to yourself one day, I'm going to go into radio.
If she really
That's the
loved you, she'll do
entitlement.
it for free.
Exactly.
It's disgusting. It's really disgusting.
I mean, the tank. Tank just saw that there was nothing going on and go woo 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 woo. Head for Z Hills.
Okay, so you have to hear this. So fucking Chris Wilding, whom I hate equally. I mean, all of them are just really kind of gross. But this is what he says.
Or can I say
Well, how about
something?
this? Yeah, go ahead.
With all this, I would rather from JD. You sent JD to the fucking Super Bowl last year. It's
I know.
pretty
We did a bet.
disrespectful. It's pretty disrespectful that you wouldn't go along with a great bit that you know would be legendary for the
Chris,
show.
let me handle this.
I did
Would
it
you
last
mind?
year.
I'm just saying.
I did it
Chris is
last year.
right.
Thank
By the
you.
way,
Right.
I want you guys to know I've spoken to the head of HBO. They're ready to air this, just like the Springsteen.
Definitely not. Definitely
They
not.
say if you make
That's
out with
not
Ronnie,
helping.
it will be on HBO. Or if Richard wipes your asshole, they want exclusive rights.
Definitely not.
Oh,
So you
look
know
at
what though? You know
you.
what's funny? That would get higher ratings than HBO.
course
than his
it would.
interview.
Yeah.
Look at you with your self-effacing humor. Oh, look at you. You're so witty and so you can look it in the eye and say, ha ha, I
Yeah.
can laugh now at my HBO special. Now I can laugh
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a goof, just like AGT.
It's a
It was
goof, right?
It was a goof.
Exactly. He was just playing a character.
That's right. So then we went on to, talking about the, the letters that they get, of course, right? And tell me, again, these drive me insane. This is why I love listening to these, but tell me who writes like this.
The legendary John Lovitz on the show this morning, and how generous was Lorraine Newman to help him in the early years.
How generous was Lorraine Newman?
Generous.
Why
Who's
would
the only
you
person
confide
that
in
uses that kind of wording?
about Lorraine Newman?
Who's the only person that uses that kind of wording?
Generous. that Howard. Howard's the only
Generous.
one who uses generous.
Generous. How
Howard.
generous was Lorraine Newman? Just so let's listen again.
Morning, and how generous was Lorraine Newman to help him in the early years. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
John Lovitz on the Stern Show. Now that's the ticket. He could write a book with the amount of Hollywood stories he has.
Who?
I especially love hearing about his days playing David Crosby on Saturday Night Live. I completely forgot about that. Another amazing interview.
You
Picture-
know, penthouse letters are actually more real than these things. God.
Can you imagine who writes that? I mean, maybe one of his asshole buddies like Jimmy Kimmel will write to him and say, "Hey, great with John Lovitz today," or Jimmy Fallon. Like, isn't it amazing how generous Lorraine Newman was? It's
Generous.
like generous is such a word that only like pretentious fucking actors and wannabes use.
Yeah.
Who
Howard.
uses that word?
Howard.
Right.
All the time.
All the time. Just disgusting.
In his interviews, will use it at least twice.
Yeah. God, you're
Every
so
time
generous
he'll
to you.
use it twice.
Yes, always. Okay, so let's move on just a little bit, and let me pop this up on the screen so that we can talk about it at the same time. I should have gotten a better view of this. So, okay, these are the lyrics to Mr. Brightside. Okay, so I don't necessarily know that there's another song which is so obvious what it's about. So him and Robin talking about it. I was talking about this with Xavier before. He's like, Jesus fuck, are you kidding me? Here,
So quickly, you couldn't think of any other lines. Just him ranting about this girl. And it's a great song. I love this song. The
Sure you
Killers,
do.
Mr.
Never heard you play that
Brightside. Do you like
I don't
this
really
song,
know.
Fred? I bet you Fred likes this.
Wait, so listen to Fred. Fred's never really listened to this song.
No,
right?
he hasn't.
So just by what he says.
I had no idea
Oh, wait,
what it
no,
was
no, no.
about.
Hang on.
Song. I love this song. The Killers, Mr. Brightside. Do you like this song, Fred? I bet you Fred likes this.
Sounds copyright. There
you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was singing about. I like the
Okay.
song, but I had
Yeah.
no idea what it was about.
How can you not have any idea what it's about? Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking with your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. You know,
It's clearly about Eric Roberts being in a music video.
exactly.
Exactly.
Just touching his chest now. He takes off her dress now. Let me go. It's like
Let
goes
me
out of check hitting
go.
on a guy. And Robin had no idea what this song was about. None.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Was it about eating?
was it about going to get a
I had a tumor the size of a cantaloupe.
Ice cream? Okay, so let's move on just a
She is really like just
nerd.
an idiot.
Okay, so then he starts this whole thing about things that he's obsessed with and things that he was thinking about over the vacation. So of course the vacation is over now a month ago. So he starts
Not the future one.
things that he was
Next week?
thinking about whilst he was on vacation, and this is where he starts.
And I'm obsessed with the fact that the Beatles named their album Rubber Soul. And I thought about this for almost 2 to 3 days of my vacation. Or maybe, and then I thought, well, maybe rub.
Okay. Yeah, listen.
Or maybe, and then I thought, well, maybe rub her soul. Like, in other words, a woman. If I rub her soul, that would be some, I don't know.
You're so deep.
No, you don't know.
So deep.
You don't know.
So deep.
You don't know.
Someone who is such a massive Beatles fan seems to know almost nothing about the Beatles.
Can we?
Is there anything worse than Beatle repartee? It's got to be the most basic, bitch, boring.
But if you know
fucking
nothing
point.
about
He
them,
falls
it's
back.
very
I'm
painful.
so sick of it on every level, and it's just something he would fall back on. He had to delay guests so he could do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
This.
Well, hey.
No guests, so I could do this.
And it's so incredible that you can ponder something for 3 days when I looked it up in 3 seconds.
Gary Puppet.
So that everybody can be
Well,
aware.
it's not
Rubber
Yahoo
Soul-
News. That's why.
Rubber Soul is a punningly titled album, and it takes its name from a reference Paul McCartney heard from a man in the United States referring
I'm
to
so
Mick
tired of
Jagger
Beatles.
and the Rolling Stones as good but plastic soul.
They're good.
McCartney says that this was, quote, the germ of Rubber Soul. Okay.
She
Ooh,
managed to piss
burn.
off Tamara Francois. She's like, "We're back with the fucking Beatles again."
I know,
Ugh.
it's constant.
It's the
Well,
worst topic.
That and also led to Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Anything
Led
dinosaur
Zeppelin
rocking
today.
out.
That was also today. Was Led Zeppelin.
Exactly, Chief Phony Feathers. Everything has been said about the Beatles. There's nothing more to say.
There's nothing. There's nothing
Vinnie
in the
Cavalli.
kicker. There's nothing left to mine. It's pretty much as done as it can possibly be. And I know that we've talked about this before, but I constantly think back. Which, by the way, the Apple TV documentary they did on the Beatles and them trying to compose songs for that album, and realizing that they were all like in their early 20s to
Right.
like
What experience you drawing on?
24, 25 years old, and they were coming out with this brilliance, but it's over. Let's all get over it, shall we?
They broke up at 27, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
27,
still-
28 years old.
All
Yeah.
right, Vinnie Cavalli still.
They broke up. They broke up before I was born.
Of course
Let's not
they
forget
did.
that the true genius of the Beatles was Clarence, who they kicked out of the band and stole all his good ideas.
That's kind of true. So he continues
You
pondering.
know that's
while
from
he's on
SNL.
vacation.
Never mind.
Okay.
Can we not lose sight of the fact that Amanda works 6 hours a week? Is talking about when he was on vacation. You're
Yeah,
always on
right, I know,
vacation,
right?
bro.
I know.
You literally are always on vacation. What the f are you talking about?
Join the vacation.
Can we continue with his ponderings? Here we go.
And then I kept thinking over vacation. I started thinking about
This must have obviously been in his big notebook of ideas, right? I mean, where is
His
this?
vacation ended January 2nd.
All right, well, let's continue pondering.
the
shall we?
Rolling Stones and why is Mick Jagger knighted, but Keith isn't. I know Keith says it's stupid that Mick Jagger is a Sir
Keith?
Mick
Say
Jagger.
Keith?
Like he doesn't like the fact that
Keith.
that Mick
The
buys
title
into that.
thing and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Thank you, Benjamin.
still, Keith Richard, like maybe they offered it to him and he turned it down. But I have a feeling like Keith Richards should be as honored in England as Mick
Why?
Jagger. I mean, Keith Richards wrote those songs.
That's deep.
That's deep. First off, I wanted to show you my phenomenal Howard Jagger. Just
Oh, Jesus.
just because, just so fabulous. Howie Jagger today. He was looking awfully beautiful
I'm
because
kind
he
of
was really
offended by
upset.
that.
He was really upset about Mick Jagger because, hold on.
And the other thing that drove me crazy was that Mick Jagger he's so thin, he doesn't have a
Here we
bit
go.
of belly fat, and it drives me nuts. And then
Doesn't have a bit of belly fat, and it drives me nuts.
What
He's
heterosexual
80, right?
70-year-old grandfather
Growth of an 80-year-old.
has these thoughts?
One that is a homosexual, Dennis. One that is a
Exactly.
homosexual. I think she's a 14-year-old girl.
There
Need
you
we
go.
say? Yes, Steve Z. He's King Baby is obsessed with knighting and awards. Yes, you heard that right. He's
Oh my
sitting
God.
around thinking about who's knighted and who's
He
not.
wants to be knighted. That's
He
why.
wants to be knighted.
Okay, so this was my
Right.
favorite.
Sirloin.
Nick's been like, he goes all over the place. He goes to like the ghettos. He just everywhere he goes, he just tours the local like pubs and stuff.
He sounds straight up
Sirloin of
senile
beef.
too.
Nice sirloin of beef. So this was my favorite stupidity from today because he was thinking about this also. This was just one of those days. He just couldn't stop. All right, here we go.
And then the other obsession I had was that I still can't
Okay, this is amazing
You know,
in its stupidity. Just be forewarned. All of you will understand why as soon as I play it.
cannot believe that Dave Grohl was the drummer in Nirvana. And now he is like the songwriter, guitar player, and frontman in Foo Fighters. That is too mind-blowing to me. I'll tell you why.
Why?
The odds of being the drummer in one of the biggest bands that ever was in music
Oh my god!
Yeah. Yeah.
is unbelievable. If Dave Grohl had stopped there and that was the guy, you'd say, wow, well done.
Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that he left and he doesn't even play drums.
What a dick!
anymore, having
It
fun.
just happens to,
Right.
do it. He did it on that first album he did.
Oh my god! This is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard anyone ever say. This is absolutely
Well, Grohl.
preposterous.
Well, Grohl did have a shotgun start to get rolling on it.
Exactly.
Howard, pretty sure Kurt Cobain's shotgun was more influential. So,
think?
oh,
596. You've done it again.
There-
Okay. It gets
Oh
better.
my! You know
All
about
right.
that foggy brain he's worried about. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, it
That
gets
foggy
All right,
brain's
so-
here.
I think I'd
Now-
rather hear him talk about sports than music. I think he knows more
Yeah,
about
I mean,
sports than music.
This is
Now, do you
wow.
understand why he is now a 69 IQ?
Well,
he-
hey, at least now we know why Dave left the band.
But wait, it gets better. So let me read this first so that
Jesus
we can
Christ.
appreciate even more what Robin comes back and says. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, he was with Nirvana from 1990 to 1994. Grohl became a fan of the Melvins, eventually befriended them. During a 1990 tour stop on the West Coast, Melvins guitarist Buzz Osborne took his friends Kurt Cobain and Chris Novoselic of the band Nirvana to see Scream. Following the breakup of Scream, Grohl called Osborne for advice. Osborne informed him that Nirvana was looking for a drummer and gave Grohl the phone numbers of Cobain and Novoselic, who invited Grohl to Seattle to audition. Grohl passed the audition and soon joined the band. Novoselic later said, "We knew in 2 minutes that he was the right drummer." Grohl told Q, "I remember being in the same room with them and thinking, what? That's Nirvana? Are you kidding? Because on their record cover, they look like psycho lumberjacks. I was like, what? That little dude and that big motherfucker? You're kidding me." Okay, so they had already done several demos, but then when he came to the band is really when they signed with DGC Records, and then they recorded Nevermind, and that was in 1991.
Nirvana had like 1,000 drummers before Dave, and
Right.
it wasn't until Dave joined that they became a cohesive unit.
Right.
Richard
So
Christie was one of them too.
with this in mind, my friends, with this in mind,
Jesus
let's
Christ.
listen to Robin, shall we? Okay, here we go.
Well,
And
I think he's actually talked about that. And it was like he had never seen anybody like Kurt Cobain before. Like he had a
Right.
trajectory. And then he saw this guy who was like doing something completely different than anybody else. And he wanted to be a part of that. And that was more important at that time than maybe him doing his
Oh my
own
God,
music.
shut
You know,
up!
would have happened in the future. But he decided to stop what he was doing and join that band.
Okay, no.
You're an idiot. You're a fucking
I
moron.
just joined
The
a new
name of that
Facebook.
clip is Robin is an idiot.
Jesus,
Fucking idiot.
fuck.
All right.
I just joined a new Facebook group, Dennis, called 71-year-old black women who love grunge
Jesus
rock.
Christ.
She doesn't even understand. Wait, Alice in Chains was 2 years ahead of Nirvana. They had their first album in 89. 89. So was
Robin,
Pearl Jam. They were all ahead of Nirvana.
Robin literally just did the equivalent of falling off the Titanic and not hitting water.
Do you expect any more from her?
No.
Have we ever praised anything
What?
she said about
That's
anything?
that's embarrassing, dude.
That was really horrible. Honestly,
That's
that was
embarrassing.
just
70-year-old brain fog right there.
Is it just weird though that it's just like word vomit? You know, she just says
It's-
words that
She wants to sound
But it's
smart.
stuff you can simply Google.
Soundgarden too.
They're all at home. They could just
You don't
Google
need.
it.
You don't need a third mic.
You don't need exactly.
We got it. We got this. We don't need a third mic. No audio replacement. We got this.
all right, well, you know what? Because
Holy
we're doing this, it just begs for this clip to be played, okay? Sorry, just fucking humor me. All right, here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't.
How great would it be if you got a copyright from?
Oh my god.
Wait, Arm, they would have to be able to actually figure out what song
Yeah, prove
she
it.
was singing.
what was she singing? What was that supposed to
You're
be?
It was what a single fuck that from
That song "You Raped Me" more than Robin's dad.
I can't think of the band all of a sudden. I actually like them. I've actually seen them in concert, and all of a sudden I've gotten dumber listening to this show.
Of course you do.
I have gotten dumber.
You're right. That's
Oh
totally
my
confident
God.
Robin. That is Robin thinking that she's at her peak powers. And yeah.
Yeah,
Corn?
that is Robin at the peak of
Was
her
it
power.
Corn?
Yes.
Is it-
Corn, yeah, it's
That's
corn.
Corn,
What,
yeah, yeah.
what song was
Corn
that from
concert.
Corn though?
I can't
Suck
play
that,
it.
suck that. I
No,
think
was
is
it
the
Got the
title.
Life?
Let's
What was
fuck
it?
that.
Really?
You want a single fuck
All
that.
Day I Dream About Sex. What were you talking about?
Y'all want a single, says Sketchy Press. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It was
I had no idea what she was singing.
Oh no.
and the fact that she knew the words is actually kind of scaring me a little bit too, by the way.
I think only thing that surpasses the singing is Blobbins dancing.
Yeah, that's 2004, and that was when they were in Vegas and they were doing karaoke as part of and it never aired. So somebody had filmed it.
Can't
in the
imagine why.
audience.
That was Mutt, Monique. We got to thank Mutt from Stern Fan Network.
Oh my God,
Thanks,
yes,
Mutt.
right.
That's how we
That's
found
Mutt.
that.
Thanks, nerds.
Yeah.
Okay, so then of course Howard comes up with this little just tidbit, just a little.
Taylor's not with him anymore.
Well, I wish I played the drums. I would take that gig.
Yeah, sure you would,
Yeah, okay.
because they want
Well,
you.
He actually goes on a little more and laments that if only I'd studied to play
Of
drums, I
course,
could have been a
of
great drummer.
course.
Of course,
For them, of course.
of course.
Wow.
This
Wow.
show is exhausting. Just this whole thing is just really exhausting to me. So after this, we go through various and sundry things. Like I said, Ronnie and Mike Perlman and the whole football thing. And I think what they decided on in terms of the football bet, if you missed that, but you didn't because we didn't play it, is that whoever loses. So one would assume that they're in the Super Bowl. This is how big this whole friggin' thing
No,
is,
it's
right?
just playoffs.
It's just the playoffs. It's not even the Super Bowl, but they need to have this tension, right? So it's going to be Richard against JD, and whoever loses.
Plus, it's a vacation next week, so yes.
Oh, right. We were talking about this off air, and when we go to the calendar, we'll discuss this a little bit further. But Dennis seems to think that they're on vacation next week, which would
I'm pretty sure.
Don't be 112% because you've done this before.
I know, but this time I'm pretty sure.
So no 112s. You could do 110, maybe even 100.
100,
Do not be
100% and a half.
112% sure.
100% half.
Okay, so staying on script, he decides he's going to. It's so weird how he starts to do, because everything I feel is so scripted now. He jumps from thing to thing to thing to thing.
Yes,
and it
poorly.
just seems really stuttered and stunted, halted. What's the word I'm looking for? Stilted.
Brain
Love-
fog?
Put them together. Yeah.
Brain fog. COVID
Brain
fog.
fog.
Restrained,
Retarded.
stilted. Yep.
Retarded. There's the
Retarded.
body. Okay, here we go. Listen.
Sterilized.
Yeah, boring.
Boring.
My wife and I did not.
Again, losing his brain power a little bit here. Here we go.
Wife and I did not. We did not. We did not watch.
God damn.
What was it? We haven't watched the new Bachelor yet. I'm not too hopped up on the dude
The
they chose.
Bachelor's back?
Yes, Robin, the Bachelor's back. Aren't we excited? And all four of us missed it last night. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
the
on?
Bachelor's back.
Oh well.
What's worse than that? I'm gonna jump clips a little bit. What's worse than that is
Could you imagine a script getting written for you about your life that you just couldn't even muster that up? You need someone to write you that.
wait. This is just the best thing because I'm gonna jump a little bit so that we can go to this. Tell me that this isn't paid for. It's so weird to me.
Yeah,
What is
I listen. We don't put anything on. We don't officially endorse. For God's sake.
Yeah, sure.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, everyone. What can I do for you?
Howard, come on, you have to see the new season of The Bachelor. You're going to love it.
You watched The Bachelor? You
Of
watched The Bachelor?
course.
I
There's
didn't know
fucking
that.
tits everywhere.
Tell me that that's not paid.
Oh, it's a commercial. That's 112% a commercial. That is a commercial.
Schwarzenegger, Nicholson, William Shatner. What is this? Evening at the Improv with Dave Coulier in 1989. What a
Totally.
God, they're so hip.
It's like all the guests on the fucking Love Boat in 1979. Jesus Christ, what goes
It's Charo.
on?
Wait,
Charo.
it's Charo.
Coochie coochie.
Gucci, Gucci.
Wait, who was the one yesterday that you guys said Howard's hair looked like?
The
Adrian
Fran
Barbeau.
Leibowitz. Fran
Yeah,
Leibowitz.
Adrian
Adrian
Barbeau, of
Barbeau.
course.
Wow.
It's Adrian Barbeau.
They were all on the match game too. Every single one of those fuckers.
Oh my God. Oh wait.
Right?
Wait. It's Charles Nelson Riley. Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
Okay, so this was just the most disgusting of the whole show. Him taking credit for an Oscar nomination, and I love everything
course.
about this. So this is two kind of long clips, so we're just gonna go through it. Here we go.
Hey, I'm going to take some credit here. Remember, I came on the air and I said I watched Mary McCormick, who played my wife in Private Parts. Her husband's a director, and he said, I want you to see my movie. That my movie, no one's seeing it because it's not in any theaters, and it's a shame because it's really good. I'd really love for you to see it, Howard.
It's good. It's good.
I was like,
It's
well, if
good.
nobody's seeing it, it's probably shitty, so I'm not going to watch it. But I got to watch it because it's Mary McCormick's husband, and I really like
Nice endorsement, by the way.
him. His name's Michael Morris. He's a really good guy and talented guy. And I said to my wife, honey, we got to watch his movie because we know Mary and Michael. It's embarrassing already. So we begrudgingly.
It's embarrassing only because you probably invited them over for a weekend and you hadn't watched the fucking movie yet. So you figured you were forced to do it before they came to see you because, everybody comes to visit.
Said, let's spend 2 hours of our life watching this fucking movie. Well, we put it on and we were so into it. It was so fucking good. But I get on the air the next day and I said, it's a real shame. This movie is called To Leslie. It's fantastic. It's a shame no one's going to see this thing. Netflix should pick it up and
right.
It really is an Academy Award winning performance. Well, anyway, Gary just told me they announced the Academy Awards out of nowhere. To Leslie, the woman who's the lead in it, she got nominated.
What
So
a
you really think it's
douchebag.
because of you that this chick
Always
got
him.
nominated? Like you
Who's she?
really think it's because
Who is she?
of you? I'm going to show you who she is. Hang on a second. Let me share a little window action with you. So her name is Andrea Riseborough, and the movie is called To Jane. And what it's about
Oh my
is
God.
some white trash chick who wins the lottery. She wins $195,000. And it's just kind of like a tale of her winning this money and then blowing it all. I only remember her from a movie called Oblivion, which I loved with Tom Cruise.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I saw her it's a great movie. I saw her at Comic-Con. She was on the panel for
Nerd alert.
I'm trying to remember what panel she was on, but I swear to God, her legs are the size of my fucking arm.
Oh, absolutely.
She
Yeah.
is the skinniest, scrawniest person.
She could lose 10 pounds, Robin.
Yeah.
While I was looking for this picture, though, amazing.
Oh, there's a picture down there on the left-hand side. There.
No, this is Anna Gunn from Breaking
Oh.
Bad. Look at her.
Oh wow.
She's gone the Annie route.
Oh my God, that's
she's
a little
on the
too
A-train
much.
of anorexia.
That's
she
a
needs to
little
lose
too
weight,
much.
fat ass.
She could stand to lose a few pounds here, don't you
You
think?
look like
Oof,
Tori Spelling.
Ugh, God. Okay, so anyway, so
God. Is that precious? My goodness.
He's trying to remember the girl's name, Andrea Rice.
Clavicos.
Listen, here we go.
Nominated.
That's right.
So I'm going to take full credit for that.
Oh, wait.
For that.
Wait.
Howie Brasco.
So he's saying that it just got nominated for Best Actress Award. And they're not even, they know nothing about the awards yet. They're not even talking about it, right? So Robin with her fucking, that's right, because she just got nominated.
Nominated.
That's right.
Oh, that's
So I'm going
right.
to take full credit for that. That's going to make that movie huge.
Maybe
It's
they'll
like
have to thank you if she wins.
Yeah, and whoever this actress is, and she's real good.
Whoever she is.
She really should thank my ass. I'm sick and tired of being a kingmaker, but nobody knows it.
How about a queen?
You know what I mean?
Like
Her name is
He doesn't know.
Andrea Riseborough or something. What is it?
we didn't Andrea. I don't know.
What is it? I forget her name.
Robin gets the name right, and she can't. How would you? You wouldn't blank on that. You got it right. Why would you
Two senior
blank?
citizens. She didn't. She didn't. She Googled it.
Stays in my head.
Oh, so she's pretending like she's going. I think
I'm a
it's.
kingmaker, but
I think it's
people
like
forget- I
Andrew
forget-
Riseborough.
I think I'm tired of
Okay.
Let's go back. Just sorry.
being a kingmaker, but nobody knows it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Her name is
Yeah. Somebody
Andrea
good.
Riseborough or something. What is
Yeah.
it?
You're absolutely right, Monique. She
We didn't-
Googled it
Andrea-
and pretended she didn't
I don't
know
know.
that.
What is it?
Like
I
she was.
forget her name. It never stays in my head.
It never stays in your head because you know her at all, Robin. Seriously.
No.
I'm a kingmaker, but people
I don't
forget.
remember
I forget
who
the,
I crown.
That's right.
Kingmaker.
So I never get any credit. But she really should thank me if she wins.
That's right.
I mean, honestly, because I was, as far as I know, I'm the only
You're
champion
the
of that
only
movie.
person.
Kingmaker.
Right.
Do you guys remember this shtick from Bradley Cooper a couple years ago?
Oh
It's the
yeah.
same shtick. He was like, if Bradley
Yeah,
wins,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna say, you know,
Right.
thanks Howard or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
It
It's
was
the
a
same
big
shit. He
thing.
just recycles the same shit, and every single time he acts like it's the first time that's come out of his mouth.
But does he really think that it's her? It's him.
It's the same shtick, bro.
I have no idea what he actually really did to make it so that the lead actress in
He
this
did
movie was
nothing.
recognized by the Academy for being a fabulous actress. He said he watched the show, and then he watched this movie and it was good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They are very good.
This is his
They're
own special
good,
kind of hell.
Good.
Exactly. So
That's the
that
part
is
about it is that there will come a day where we have absolutely no idea what the fuck that was commercial was for.
I don't even know what the commercial
I
is for.
forgot now. Or I actually
Yeah,
wrote
right.
it down.
What do you mean it'll come a day?
I forgot.
Today's the 24th. There you go.
I have no idea anymore.
And timestamp now.
Wait, actually, no, it was ZipRecruiter. It was
Yes, the recruiter is good.
It was
That's right.
ZipRecruiter.
That's right.
Christ, why do I know that?
Okay, so
Loser.
But
Yeah,
there's not
so-
a doubt in my mind. His delusions, his Marcy-enabled delusions of grandeur, does actually think he moved the needle on that, especially because it's
Yes.
kind of obscure.
yes.
So he thinks no one cared about this movie until I brought it up. It's small enough where he can think that he can take credit. He's certainly deluded enough to think he can take credit for it.
Meanwhile, in a world where fucking Avatar and Mission Impossible are also nominated, you know that we were a little bit bereft of fucking movies in this world.
Yeah, thank
To
you.
be honest.
Top
Slightly.
Gun was
only
the only
two.
movie worth a shit last year. Let's be honest.
I will tell you the Banshees of Inisherin was fucking
Who?
amazing. Banshees of Inisherin. It's
Finish
with
me here.
Colin-
Is that
What?
what I have in my bagel?
Colin Farrell, and it's just amazing. And I know some people picked on me today about Everything Everywhere
All at once.
All at Once. It was a phenomenal movie, you guys. Not only was the fashion just ridiculous in
Is
it,
it gonna be in a year where like the Asian people win all the fucking awards?
yeah, but it's
This is
like,
like 3
Asian,
years in-
it's
like a couple
Asian
years
in
before
the
that?
multiverse. It's crazy.
Well,
It's
first
crazy.
it was like the Mexican guys kept on winning, then the Asian people kept on winning.
Well, the black people also had their moment in the sun as well. I mean,
Oh,
everybody.
not
has to be-
in the last few years.
Black
Everybody
Asian
has to be spoken
transvestites will
for.
win every award.
Anybody else remember Parasite? Am I the only one?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Daphne.
yeah.
I
Oh,
was
you mean
talking
the
about Harry
Jackson
Shearer in
movie?
1996 and Julia Stiles in 1999, and now Harry Styles has a career, Robin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Well-
everybody leads back to him. Everybody.
Monique, what was the premise of the movie? It's Howard's 45 minutes on the air. The woman loses in a
Oh, so she
lottery ticket or
wins
something?
$195,000 and
45 minutes
she
of Howard's airtime. All right.
subsequently loses the money, I'm sure haphazardly. And
Yeah,
it's one of those things where I went onto IMDb and then I watched the trailer, and it's one of those trailers where the entire movie is laid out in like 2 minutes. Like
right.
the
They give
I
away
While
know.
they're watching it.
Right. And then it's a story of redemption because she's all fucked up, and then she, her son.
Howard
you know,
relates to all of it. Oh,
It's
Yeah.
literally like why I never watched Titanic.
it's
Interesting.
The
very
boat fucking
overrated.
sinks. I don't
Thank
need to
you,
see it.
Inhuman.
I saved 3 hours.
Do you know I never watched the Titanic? I only watched it on a bootleg DVD that I bought for $5 in the street. I never actually watched it.
You buy Titanic.
You buy-
Boat sink at end.
but the Banshees of
You buy now. You
Inisherin
the library
was an amazing movie. I'm gonna highly recommend.
Wait, is
highly
that true?
What?
Autobot AI, Kimmel is hosting this year's Oscars.
Oh, yes.
I smell worst ratings ever.
You know what? Nothing would make me happier than somebody coming up on stage and smacking the shit out of him. It's never gonna happen again.
Adam Carolla is going to do that.
Keep my wig out of your mouth.
Jimmy, thanks for leaving me in the dust.
LD says everything everywhere all at once is my order at restaurants. Okay, so let's listen to the reason that he didn't watch The Bachelor on Monday, which makes no sense whatsoever, but I'm sure he just had to get The Bachelor in just one more time. So here we go.
Yeah, we did. So we didn't watch The Bachelor last night. We watched Saturday Night Live because I'm hung up on that girl who hosted. What the fuck is her name?
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, Aubrey. What kind of name is that?
Aubrey Plaza. That sounds like someplace I'm going to shop.
I know, but it's a catchy little. But she's so hot to me. Like she wasn't supposed to be the hot chick in the show White Lotus, but to me, that's my kind of woman.
So she's Ashley's age, just about.
You know what? She's an earner. That's what.
She was actually
Beth
great
ain't
in
an earner.
White Lotus, by the way. She was amazing, and she looked normal. Here, she's like super glammed up with her hair tied blonde. She looks totally different than her normal.
You know what,
If you guys really want check out her Conan interviews. They're always funny.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
Okay, I would like to
she's
watch
Deborah's
those.
age.
I like her. I think she's great. I think she's a
I
great
like her
She's
too.
funny.
What is White Lotus about?
Oh, it's
Can
really
you
hard
explain
to
that? I honestly
So,
don't.
It's 2 seasons.
it's very nice,
Basically,
perfect
they are
Perfect.
pretty much set at different hotel locales. The first one is in Hawaii, I believe, and it's literally like Fantasy Island in a strange and sordid kind of way.
Okay.
Is there a midget yelling the plane?
But all these people come off, and then the hotel manager greets them, and they're usually very exclusive.
Is he Ricardo Montalban?
And there's always like a murder or something happens, and just craziness.
Hey, did you guys know that Ricardo Montalban did a show last year on RadioGunk for the entire show?
Oh God, yes, I remember that.
Kathleen, I will watch it.
I hated you.
There's a
so
chance
much.
that he might return this year.
I hated you so much after that show.
But all the positive comments on YouTube, though, was just well.
Oh, babe, you know what? It used to be Dennis that got all the love. Now you are the man. You are loved or absolutely hated. There's no in between.
No, there's one person that loves it. Everybody else pretty much hates.
I'm glad we're leaving this picture up. That's very nice.
Because I didn't realize how big White Lotus is, and it seems to get bigger every time. Kathleen, thank you. I will watch it, and it just speaks to how much of a debacle the Howard Springsteen interview was. I had no idea how big it was. For them to lose that level of an audience is even worse than I thought, because it shows massive. It seems like in terms of age.
Yes.
Now I'll tell you what's massive. Wednesday on Netflix. Wednesday is still in the top 5 shows on Netflix. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I know we're digressing just a bit, but holy shit. I finally finished the first season of, like it's the name of that show, Alice in Borderlands. And it was phenomenal. If you loved Squid Games, Alice in Borderlands takes Squid Games up like 50 levels.
Squid Games. Is that Dennis at a social club playing bocce ball?
Exactly.
No, that's him squishing grapes in the back. That's him making calamari.
It's calamari. Squid Games.
Okay, so let's continue on. Hang on.
Love to see you in this outfit. With what you got, with what you're packing. My God, Robin.
That would have to be at the knees, bro. At this point,
nobody would look better in that dress.
Wait a minute, is that Zoe Saldana, Monique?
Bro. What are you doing? What are we doing
Go
here?
back to the original picture. Please
Come
stop.
on.
Please stop. I like the original picture.
Oh, Sin Lu Hu, I'm gonna write that down right now. The glory. Okay, we'll write that down.
Can we unshare this?
Yeah.
At least go back to the original
Want to
picture.
go back to Aubrey Plaza?
There
Yes.
goes
Oh,
my
there we go. Much
boner
better.
for the year.
Much
Yes,
better.
Affy. Now we can really finish together.
Much better.
Everybody concentrate.
Yes.
Okay,
Stick with your partner.
So here's them trying to debate what they should do as their final thing for the day.
Oh, back on screen.
And
Oh.
Here we go.
I think I'm going to go with the phony phone call.
The new one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good choice. Can't go wrong. It's all superior entertainment.
Yay! You wouldn't be offering if it wasn't great.
Howie Brasco.
Yeah, and then that knock was Arnold Schwarzenegger, just so you know. So then they decide to play this phony phone call, which was absolutely horrible. So it was basically, and of course, completely
God,
set up by
no.
Chris Wilding.
Wait, there's breaking
And-
news.
What?
Charlemagne?
Rupert Pumpkin. Paris
Paris
Hilton
Hilton
gave
gives birth?
birth to something.
Oh, she was pregnant?
I guess.
Apparently.
Oof.
You know, I should have. Mo, you should have photoshopped the Sara Lee snack cake as the.
Ah,
She gave birth to bottle service, Dennis.
exactly.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, she's cute. I think Aubrey Plaza is adorable. I like her better with the darker hair. I
Well,
really
I'm okay
didn't.
with the blonde.
I don't pay attention to Paris Hilton at all. I had no idea that she was even pregnant. I really didn't even care. She's another one who's photoshopping the shit out of herself and can't age, but that's okay.
That's
All right,
hot.
so okay, so the phony phone call was set up by Chris Wilding, and it kind of sped up Howard's voice. I'm not playing it at all. It's just
Thank
really,
God,
really
please,
horrible.
please,
Just a
thank
few,
God.
just a few seconds of it.
Fuck no.
But he explains the premise to us, which is probably worse than the call itself. Here we go.
I don't know what happened, but anyway, so with all this in mind, we called a conservative internet radio show and said, it's so involved. Our son had been indoctrinated into the drag lifestyle after attending one of these events.
Ah, I see.
The son is played by me. It's just we sped up me talking about my cats, Mushu and Pebble. And we also took, I sound the most drag queenish when I'm talking about The Bachelor. So we took a couple of clips about me talking about my cats and me talking about The Bachelor.
Again, a Bachelor promo. Just throwing it out
Yeah,
there.
no doubt about it. No doubt
And it
about it.
does turn out that I sound kind of effeminate when I discuss these topics.
Right, Judy. We
Oh,
called,
work
right? He's got nothing to do with it.
And here you go. One of my best roles, calling up conservative
Just a little bit of it so
radio
you can
and
hear his voice.
playing a young drag queen or something. Here we go.
And ever since then, he's been indoctrinated in the whole lifestyle. Now he's forcing me to take him to these drag shows. Listen to him in the background, flitting around, saying hello to all of his drag friends.
Hi, Bella.
Dude.
Oh, hey, Mushu.
You got him, guys. You got him. Every conservative is gonna be trans sensitive now. You got them. They're all gonna go blue.
Now, I want you to know
showed
he's been
them.
promoting this phony phone call for like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. He finally got around to it.
I can see why.
That
Oh,
Chris
I love a bit of
Wilding's
Spanish
so
now.
talented.
So talented.
He has them on their heels. He's so
Wow.
talented. He's playing chess while they play checkers.
Exactly.
I want to do the F Mary
checkers,
Kill.
3D chess.
Leave me alone. Let me do the F Mary Kill here.
Okay.
Okay, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, John Cena, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, I got this. By the way, John, is it Cena?
Cena.
Oh, well, yeah, John Cena. Though it'd be in Italian, it'd be
Okay.
Cena, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
John,
He lives 2 miles from me.
Does he really? Who doesn't in Tampa?
John
Every
Cena.
wrestler does.
Okay, John Cena was amazing, by the way, in that spoof.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the DC comic Peacemaker?
Yeah, he was.
Peacemaker.
Well, wait, actually,
Yeah.
Monique, I've seen him in person. He actually is a pretty good-looking dude.
I'm going to go with you and agree there. So I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
kill Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to fuck John Cena, and I'm going to marry Dwayne The
Rock.
Rock Johnson. That's it. That's all
pretty
there is.
good.
Because
You're
I
passing up
go-
on Miller Lights, a lifetime of Miller Lights. with
Speaking of
Steve
wrestling,
Austin.
Speaking of wrestling, since we're the grand marshal of the Gasparilla Parade is none other than Ric Flair.
Oh, okay.
Swear to God. Woo!
Woohoo!
Do you see that picture of him and Tyson? And who else was in that picture? It was him, Tyson, and it was like three
Oh
legends.
yeah.
Oh, you're so wrong, Marin. I just made that go away. Just saying. Monique, do I know who Taylor Tomlinson is? No. No. Should I? Anybody here know who that is?
No.
No.
Who's Nature Boy? Oh, what about Nature Boy?
That's Ric Flair, the Nature Boy.
Oh, he's again that really big wrestler girl. It's always been fake to me, so I just got nothing. Yeah, I know what you're.
What?
Cut us some slack, Jesus.
Monique, F. Mary Kill Samoans, Alpha Seeker or Samu.
Okay,
so close.
So I'm close to wrapping up our clips. Thank God. I can't believe we got through them all. So do I play the stupidity of the Tommy John commercial?
Yes.
No,
please.
I'm good.
Please play it. I had it.
Because it was just, Robin is now participating in the commercials because Howard is so bereft of things to say anymore. I mean, there really has to be a point where like a Tommy John or somebody like that doesn't really have to like advertise anymore on Howard Stern. He has nothing left to say. So this is what you
thank
get.
you, Tommy John.
Thank you, Tommy
Yes.
John. He always says thank you, and it's weird. You're going to hear it at the end of the show as well. Thank you, Tommy John.
Tommy John.
After all the times you've talked to me about Tommy John, I finally went on the website because Gary said something about Tommy John.
So Howard's been talking about this fucking company for the last couple of years. By the way, girlfriend of mine went for an interview at Tommy John to be their head designer in the men's underwear division because that's what she does for a living. And the wife apparently of Tommy John, Tommy John wife is such a sea monkey that she couldn't see anybody else taking control of doing the design for the underwear.
I wouldn't want that out.
And said, just know that if you take this job, you'll still be working for and under me. Okay.
He was talking about their athleisure wear. And I said, I should go and look at that. And so yesterday I was running around the house in my Tommy John leisure wear.
You must have looked so hot.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Never too far away from that Darth Kermit modulator, lest you think he doesn't do it in every way. Tim Sullivan's got a great point, by the way, Mooney. He's so right. Wrestling is actually more real than this current Stern show, and probably for many years in the past. I think wrestling is far more authentically real. I agree with that.
David says, Tommy John, the underwear for bi-curious boomer Jews and the 55-year-old companions they groomed as a high school senior. Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm actually going to screen cap that because it's
perfect.
That's the title of the next show.
Done. Perfect. Love that.
But the whole thing of Blobbin going, I know you've been talking about this product for I don't know
8 years.
Gary comes over and just brings it up, and I'm now buying these loungewear.
Yeah, use promo code douchebag, and you'll get like a 50% off. You're probably like, you know what? Just go on the website, Robin. Just pick anything you want, and they'll send it to you for free. Yeah. That's how it works. Not that she bought anything from Tommy John.
Promo code 9.
They gave it to her, and now that she lost some weight, she thinks that she fits into real people clothing.
Well, I mean,
so Tommy John makes girdles now.
Blobbin lost the equivalent of a deck chair on the Titanic. I mean,
can we see a tit?
Dennis.
At about the 1 hour 38 minute and 24-second mark, we see Dennis with some side.
And we see Dennis Furburger.
Can I ask you guys a question about how many of these? I got a call from Baskin Robbins. Let me ask you. There's for thank you, Benjamin. We need a Costco reference. We got our payola. Costco hot dogs promo code Moe's favorite wiener.
Oh my God! All right, Shuli, get off of our podcast now, please. Hottest kid we've ever had up here. All right, so let's end the show because here's the end of the show.
Hey, tomorrow we'll say hi to Pam Anderson. I'll also try to get that phony phone call bracket and a bunch of other stuff that we never got to. Also, Robin, I want to thank Steven Singer.
I want to thank. Now he's like thanking
Brain fog.
Well, it's kind of weird. I don't even
understand. And Pam Anderson. Listen, welcome to 1995, everyone.
I've never heard any person in any level of broadcasting go, yeah, I want to start doing a live read and say, I want to thank.
Yeah, thanks.
How many years has he been on the air?
Because he's thanking them
45.
He's thanking them because they sponsor the show. They are complete and utter sponsors of the show. That's what they are. Laser tennis chest.
Let me ask you guys a question. How many of these?
You see, this is why guys can do these things and girls can't. This is why you can do that and I can't.
No, because then Bond would have that in the new intro to the show.
Did you actually block that guy that I said, hey, Shuli?
Absolutely. See ya.
Would Beth ever
go peddle your paper somewhere else?
You know, ultimately, they're just a jewelry company, but the reality is they have those stupid fucking roses. And I remember a couple of years ago, I did a little deep dive into those roses. You can actually buy those on Alibaba for like $3 each, and he sells them for like $60. So he's making a tremendous profit on these dipped roses that are literally just, you know, dipped in some sort of ceramic coating and then like tipped off with a little bit of like gold filler. And it's a complete ripoff, but I think that's what they're known for now. So that's what they do, but it's a complete and utter ripoff. So fuck Steven Singer. Okay, let's move on. The hottest tit, ugliest torso contest. Yeah, this is one of those shows. All right, so there's two things I do want to get to really, really quickly before we wrap up. John, you can tell me what clips you had today.
Oh, I thought you didn't want. Okay, I didn't.
Well, you had some clips, and I just wanted to know if there was anything that was like a.
Marky Mark is a good one because that I have when Marky Mark and Howard went at it a little bit for about a minute. Howard was browbeating him about money, and Marky Mark had it, and then he just couldn't help, and he started making fun of his teeth and private parts, and it's a good little mix-up for about a minute. This has got to be 10 years ago now, believe it or not.
Okay, we're going to do that. Give me 1 second. We are going to play.
Mention Moe's midlife crisis.
Okay, so let's do the Marky Mark one, and then we're going to do the calendar, and then we're done.
Get paid up front for contraband? Do you get an acting fee?
Well, you take a smaller fee.
What's a small fee for you at this point? $1 million?
Well,
seriously, how does it work?
It depends.
The time everything is paid for. When do you actually get paid?
It depends on the film.
Have you been paid for contraband yet?
Yes.
What did you get?
She's such a cunt.
At the end of it, how much do you end up making after all the aggravation, after reading the scripts, after putting the whole stupid thing together? How much can a guy make on this contraband?
You can make.
I'm serious.
You can make a very good number.
Could you make $5 million on that?
Certainly.
You could.
Yeah.
So you made more than $5 million on contraband.
I would never talk about money.
Yes, you would.
Well, not on the air.
With me, you will.
Not on the air.
And you'll tell me right now. No. Yes, you will. I'll come over and kick your ass.
You got some beautiful teeth, Howard.
Good, nice, huh? Yeah, I fixed them up a little.
Pearly white.
Yeah. No, they're not white. They're not white. I have really bad teeth.
Oh, you did?
No, I do.
No, those are nice.
Really?
What do you say?
Let me see
These are real.
Oh, mine aren't real.
Swinging it around.
Oh, thank you. After I made my movie Private Parts, I fixed my teeth.
How come you never made a movie after that? No balls.
You're right.
No balls.
I don't consider it no balls. I call it integrity.
Played it safe, huh?
No, I'll tell you why. I'll be honest, and tell me if you think I'm smart.
No.
I'm a radio guy, and my primary function,
Major
the way I see it, I made a
cashed in again with Sirius.
Right. I'm doing well.
Yeah,
And-
it's hard to get in this joint.
Right.
Fucking Gary's like, you got to sign this release. I'm like, what the fuck?
Just sign
Wait a minute. With all these curses, are you going to have to do something like go to confession or something like that?
No, Robin, where are you, love?
I need Mark's religion where,
Shut up, Howard.
He hits him nicely there. He said Robin's not in the studio, so he exposes that. He talks about private parts. He talks
Delicious
about
deflection there, too. Delicious
dentures,
deflection.
private parts. It's a really, and it's kind of subtle too.
That's because Howard was being quite the twatso about.
And he was being an absolute dick. I mean,
always turn the money thing around on Howard and watch what he does. That's
I
all
love
you
it.
gotta do.
Let's
sorry.
go to the
What happened?
Let's go to the calendar. January.
Yeah, I was born to the wrong
You got
parents.
slapped a yarmulke.
I did.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
I love her. I love Jane Lee Presley so much.
I love her text, Artie.
So let's go to the calendar and let's see what's going on for this year and what is happening. So I just started a brand new calendar for us, Howard Stern's calendar. This is my love. And so so this is where we are so far this year. The only day he's taken off thus far, besides the day after New Year's, was Martin Luther King Day. It was a holiday for him, and he is now, in fact, in Florida. So if we compare this to last year's calendar, we will see that, as per Dennis' correct assumption, that he would be off. Let's see, today is the 24th. So so by the calculations of this calendar, he will be off next week. So we don't know that yet because they haven't mentioned anything, but let's assume that he is.
Well, Pamela Anderson
is tomorrow. That's the 25th. And so by any assumption, that would mean that the 30th through the 1st are days off for him. So we don't know this yet. Hopefully Dennis is correct in this. I
hope
happen to like the colors of this calendar a lot better. I might have to change this one. I don't know.
I don't like this at all. That background color is making my head hurt.
Do we have anything on Ashley's wedding? In terms of a firm date, do we have anything?
Do we have a firm date? No, I haven't gotten my invitation yet. I have absolutely no idea.
I think it's in June or July. So
it's gotta be
he'll be
summer,
on.
Right?
It's a summer.
He's gonna take a longer summer break.
Absolutely, hopefully.
No,
and how many of these
111%?
how many of these troglodytic shit-stained Morlocks are in studio now? Who's exactly in the studio?
I think they come and go. I think that if they have a meeting or something that they all have to attend, half of them are probably still on Zoom. I think a lot of them don't even live near the city anymore. I think a lot of them are completely remote workers.
Jason Joplin moved way too far away to drive in, right?
Yeah, that's a super commute. He's like in southern Jersey or something.
Yeah,
now.
I mean he's way far away from there, and so.
I don't know. Listen, people commute from where I am in Pennsylvania into New York. So that
I've known people that have done that, but you know,
I mean, it could take as long to get in from Staten Island. Let's be honest, Dennis. You know that. That's a fucking schlep.
Well, that's why you take the ferry.
Exactly.
Wait, Gary's in Maine now?
Gary was looking for a place in Maine, but I don't know that he actually wound up going there.
Fucking Maine.
I think that he was looking for a place in Maine, but he took the money and ran when he sold his house. And I think
Gary's current address is very mysterious. Nobody can quite pin this down right now.
I think he's renting in Connecticut right now.
Okay.
And they're looking for a place in Maine.
Hello.
Maine.
All right, so that's it. So tomorrow we have Pamela Anderson to look forward to, and we'll talk about that on the backside, and you guys can go back to whoever that other person is that you were talking about. And that's kind of all we got now. So thank you everybody for participating in tonight's show, and we will see you again anon. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forums section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.